Okay, it's the final episode of Head to Ed, episode 12. Now, I don't know. This is getting confusing, but also understanding at the same time because we're like in the future. I don't know if Jerome is sleeping, but we're in the future, and Jerome is mourning the death of Jin. And he is reading a letter from Jin, and in the letter, it's basically telling him not to be sad, move on, have a happy life. I don't know. I feel like Jin knew about this entire time, and he just write this letter before he knew about his sickness, and he wrote to Jerome, and he's like saying that when you're reading this, I'll be gone. Whether it and then you won't be celebrating your next birthday with me. You'll be celebrating your birthday alone. Now, the shocking part about it is it's his birthday right now. It's supposed to be their birthday. It's their 31st, which got me stressed out and confused. You're telling me and you celebrated your birthday the 29th in the future because many years homeboy disappeared after his mother's death. Then he came back to in the 30th birthday, and you're telling me the year after that he died? What the hell? Okay, so after sprinkling flowers in the ocean, he's laying down and he's looking at his birthday cake with the number 31 on it. But also in the note, in the letter that Jin wrote, he wrote that every birthday that comes, he wishes that Jerome's wish will forever come true. So Jerome looked at the cake and made a wish that he could change time or change all the bad luck that happened. Like, he wished that none of all of that happened. And it's got dawned on me. I'm like, what if Jerome in the future made that wish, it came true, and he had to, like, the short skit dramas that comes and they reincarnate because the gods have been listening and helped him go back in time. Maybe that is what happened to Jerome. He went back in time. It's just that when he went back in time, he went to the point where Jerome was driving on the track and he accidentally got hit in the track and got the accident, hit his head on the head, hit his head, and then he started seeing these things because it already happened. Everything that he's seeing already happened. He's just preventing it from happening. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is what? Okay, so we're back at home, and Jin's mother is with Jin's father, and she's scared because Jin decided to stay over Jerome's place. He didn't stay home. So Jin's mother is telling her to calm down. He will come over, but she's not worried about the coming over part. She's worried about the fact that if Jin is gonna be okay, the fact that the father is there. Okay, let's talk about the father because we wait till the last episode to be focused on the father, even though we understand it's not about the father, it's about the two boys. Anyways, the father, we all understand that the father had to make a big choice, even though that choice cost him a big drift from his son. This is where he needs to redeem himself to try to explain to Jin why he did what he did, even though the mother explained that she knows that the father was supporting them all these years. It was just hard enough to explain it to Jin, since in Jin's mind, since he was little, all he remember is the bad things that they went through. So of course it's understandable that the son hates the father. But the son didn't even give a chance to actually, well, then again, you didn't even try to reach out to your son. So meanwhile, the parents are inside worrying. You have Jerome with Jin trying to convince Jin and boost him to go talk up the problem to his father and mother because he knows he left them in the house. So he's scared to talk to the father, which is why he asks Jerome to come with him, which, I mean, I understand. You need to comfort somebody that you don't like, but you need another comfort zone to be with you. Okay, so they got in and they saw the parents, and honestly, the conversation did not go as I thought it was gonna go. Jin just walked in, and the father was about to say anything and say something, and then Jin just said, I've been taking care of this woman all my life, and if you're gonna just walk in, you better be able to not leave us again and take good care of her. It's Jin's way of saying he's accepting him, but not too far yet. He's just accepting. Then the father is like, I will do my best. I won't even try to take your spot as first place. And Jin is like, you better not. I don't want you to cut in line. And I'm like, Well, this went well. One boy just walked away and went upstairs in his room. I'm like, well, the conversation went smooth. We went smooth with this one. Not how I expected it to go, but hey, they didn't fight and they didn't cause a problem, so it worked out okay. So after Jin went to his room, we are left with Jerome with the parents. The mother looked at Jerome and asked if now that everything seems to be okay and no one is hurt, does that mean the future has changed from the future that you saw? Jerome looked at Jin's father and Jin's mother looked at Jerome, telling him that she already told Jin's father about everything. And Jerome said to the parents that he's not sure if anything changed. He just know he's not having this dream anymore. But that don't mean that there's nothing to worry about. He just know he's not having the dream about the accident anymore. Okay, so we're at the university and we're with Farm and Van. So Farm and Van are start walking and two girls walked up to them and asked Van. Technically they said, Van, it's been a while, we haven't seen you, and my own girl here is having a party and she would love to invite you. But when he took a while to answer, Farm was like, okay, I know this boy, he's gonna go back to his play ways, and he start walking off. Van saw and Van hold on to Farm. Then Van looked at the girls and it's like, okay, I can't make it because I'm busy. I won't be making it. Then they started walking off. The girls then go back to Van and it's like, I noticed you unfollowed me. Why did you unfollow me on Instagram? Did we do something wrong? Van is like, no, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just that it's a new change and I don't want the person that I'm seeing to think otherwise. While he's saying that, he's looking at Farm. The girl is like, then who are you seeing? And he's like, it's not anyone you should know about. And then they just walked off. And I'm like, Van, I'm proud of you. Okay, so after the girls left, Farm looked at Van and he's telling Van that he doesn't want, I know that he's changing, but he doesn't want Van to change to the point that he doesn't even remember who he is. Van is like, he needs to change in order to actually get the person that he wants to be around him. Also, Farm is like, if he doesn't change, it's okay because the reason he liked him in the first place is the way he is, kinda. I don't know, Van. You and in me and Thee, the Aaron guy, you two are same alike. The fact that Van is not violent, but I'm just saying, you guys love for these type of people is on another level. The fact that you are still in love with the man, even though the amount of time he played you, and Van is like, I'm glad that you like me. It started to go fast though, because didn't you hate me at one point? And I'm like, Van, be grateful because he could drop you fast if you mistake. Also in the same university, different location, Jin is worried about the whole fact that his father is stepping into his life, and Jerome noticed the facial expression, and Jerome is trying to reassure Jin that he needs to try to be more around the father to try to understand the father situation, even though Jin knows that he leaving was his decision, but at the same time he can't forgive him because he went through so much with his mother, but at the same time he doesn't want his mother to feel sad. Meanwhile, the two late birds pretty much is the first for Farm, but not so much first for Van. He's always late. But anyways, they show up late. And Jerome and Jin is like, why are you too late? And they're like, oh, nothing, we just happen to be late, right? And then Jerome is looking at Van and is like, why your face flushed? What happened? And Van is like, nothing. The time is hot, that's why. And he's looking at Farm and they're doing this couple thing, and I know if Jerome and Jin literally put one and two together, because if they're not, they can't be that stupid. Okay, so Jin and Jerome went back home and they're facing the parents because now that the father finally got accepted by Jin, he is moving in. I'm guessing he's not much of a big celebrity as much anymore. Either that or he quit his entertainment industry, I don't know. But he is moving in, and when he's trying to track up a conversation as to thanking Jin for accepting him, let's be straight, or let's be real here. Jin did not accept. Okay, Jin accepted the father in his life, but he's not addressing the father as dad. He just knows that he's accepting him because of his mother. That is it. After that, they went upstairs. Not before Jin took his father's luggage with the help of Jerome to bring it upstairs to the doorway of the mother's room, and then they went to Jin's room. Then Jerome started kissing on Jin. Jin is like, "Why are you kissing me?" Jerome is like, "I'm proud of you, and this is basically an award for you being good." As you know, the reward lead to sex. Honestly, this is all cute and all, but the parents still does not know about their relationship. But here we are having sex in the family home. At this point, they might know, because with the moaning and everything's gonna go on in this place, if they don't know, something is wrong. Okay, back to Van and Farm. Van and Farm went to Van's family home because originally Van arranged a cleaning service to clean the entire house, because normally he cleans it every 3 months or whatever months. Knowing that, Farm decided to tell Van to cancel the cleaning service and the two of them can do it, because Farm knows that Van would do this to avoid going back to home because there's no one there to welcome him home. So Farm decided to help him clean the home and stay with him while they're cleaning. Such bond. First of all, why did Van make it look like he wasn't well off too? Like, everybody has money, you know? It made it look like he was poor or something. The parents didn't leave him with nothing. Secondly, you're gonna help Van with work. I think you should have let the cleaners help too, because who's gonna help with this entire house at this time? You crazy? And then thirdly, if we haven't realized this house by now, this is the same house that was used in Me and Thee in that couple episodes ago. And just so you know, Me and Thee was filmed before them. I want to know who owned this place and how much do you pay to rent it. You know what's kind of sad about this is the fact that Van is with not Jerome. Van is with Farm, and while Van is talking about his parents, he's telling to Farm that one day he might want to meet the parents for Farm, and Farm is like, it's best you don't want to meet them because they don't really get along, and I don't think they would want to be in my world. And I'm like, damn, that's just messed up. Van, I hope you know how lucky you have it, because Farm really does love and care about you. So don't break it. Please, please keep in this relationship for a very long time, because with the things that you put this boy through and he still went to your ass, you should be lucky. Okay, so apparently it's New Year's. Honestly, I wasn't expecting them to celebrate New Year's in the drama, but hey, it's New Year's, and Jerome and his family is celebrating the New Year's over at Jin's place, and Jin is seeing his father putting up some decoration for New Year's, and Jin is like, I never seen anyone put up decoration, and the father is like, back in my day, these were the thing, and I'm like, okay, sir, back in your days. But the thing that shocked the father is that while he was decorating, he wasn't decorating good, but then Jin is like, let me do it, dad. But let's be honest, Jin was focusing on putting up the banner right, that he didn't realize that the father was looking at the mother, because the father is shocked that Jin called him dad. The mother seeing this and feeling happy because it's Jin's way of accepting the father in the life. Okay, it's midnight, they did their countdown, they wish Happy New Year's, and Jerome looked at Jin. Jin gave Jerome the okay, because this is where Jerome will make the big announcement for both him and Jin. Jerome looked at his parents and Jin's parents and tells them that he and Jin are in a relationship. And the parents was like, oh, I thought it was something big, like they did a we are on us. The parents knew. They knew a long time ago. Hell, I feel like they knew from the time when Jerome was in an accident and Jin was holding his hand, or the time when Jerome woke up and hugged Jin from the hospital. Hell, they could have found out when you were at your balcony shouting how much you love him, how much you want to hug him, and doing the shine in the light. There are so many indications, dude. They didn't say that in the drama, but I feel like that's how they know. Okay, so since it's the New Year's and it's about to go holiday, and since they have not gone to any trips my ear is eager to go on a trip with all of them because let's be honest, they haven't gone on a trip for a long time. Then there's like, wait, when do you guys want to have trip? Like next week would be great considering next week is both Jerome and Jin's birthday. They use that day to make a perfect holiday. Okay, so Mai wants to go to a beach trip. And since they said beach, Jerome thought of the dream that he had about sitting at a pier or talking to someone at a pier. You know, that dream that he was whatever, that pier. So he showed them the drawing and wants to know if they can go to the beach. But the thing is, it is just a drawing of the pier. They don't know what beach that is, but Jin knows. Jin said it looks like the very place that he went to with his mother. I mean, just the bridge alone, you can tell that, Jin. Wow. Everything that he does for you is all about Jin anyway, so of course Jin would know. Okay, so we're on the way to the beach, but right now Jerome is dreaming, and in this dream, he saw his future self telling him basically that he's happy that he's there, and the fact that, you know, basically he's literally letting him know that he doesn't have to do anything anymore because, in his way of saying that there's no more danger, I guess. Basically telling him just, you know, you did everything that you could, and if you can't do too much, something like, basically in my opinion, and there's a basically saying through my mouth, basically, you know, in my ways, everyone will die eventually. You can't stop everything. You just go with the flow, just go with it. So they reach at the beach, and the first place that Jerome went is to the pier, basically looking out and thanking his future self for basically helping him save the person that he loves and realize that he loves the person that he loves. Then Jin comes up saying that he needs help to pay the deposit by borrowing $500 to pay the deposit so they can stay in a room. When Jin says that the only thing that Jerome can do is hug Jin and tell him how much he loves him over and over. Meanwhile, Jin is like, can I still get the deposit? And I'm like, Jerome, I get it, you love the guy, but he's talking about he wants the money. Are you saying you don't have the money or you do have the money? He does have the money. He's just loving too much. Okay, so it has come to my attention. We are at part 3 of part 4 of Head to Head, and I just want to say, as a person who do recaps of drama overall, you have come to your senses or come to knowledge to know that my recap is not really like any recap you read in Reddit or any news articles. It's just me ranting about my thoughts while putting out a little piece of what's happening, right? But I'm watching Head to Head, and right now I'm still confused to what's happening. I just know things are happening, but the whole father issue, the whole love issue, the van and farm, it's just confusing, but at the same time, okay-ish. Okay, hear me out. What situation would you say Mai is in? You know, like third wheel, but it's 5 of them. Would he be the 5th wheel? Anyways, they're going to their room, right? Van and farm, and here comes Mai. Van is like, where are you going? And Mai's like, can I not come? Van is like, no, I'm sharing this one with my boyfriend, not with you. And I'm like, GMMTV, come on, are you gonna leave JJ and AJ to be single for the entire duration of being a supportive roles, or is it that AJ and JJ don't want to have their own lead roles? Because if they do, this could be epic for the actual company. They couldn't. A lot of people are talking about how AJ and JJ are the watermark. Dude, if the watermark completely, I don't know. I'm just saying, I can't be the only one who is wishing for AJ and JJ to actually get a lead role in some romantic drama. And I'm not saying BL. They can do a straight drama. Who cares? Just give them a lead role. They can act. God damn it. Honestly, they didn't even settle good in the blasted room. Immediately, we're doing this. At least we know why Mai cannot stay, because things will be happening. Also, I do love the necklace that Surf is wearing. I need to get into my creative era and probably buy some beads to do something like this because I love it. Yeah, so we gone straight to Boom Shiki Bang Bang already. We're blessing the entire room. Sorry, Mai, you just weren't invited and you can't be invited in this. We don't do threesomes. Okay, so when the camera span down to Surf's side. I saw the tattoo. I was like, oh, I forgot Surf as a tattoo. I don't know if anyone was on his live once when he was showing the tattoos that he have, including the one right as is at his side. But the way he was showing it, it was on TikTok, and TikTok was kind of flagging him, saying he's doing explicit things, and he was trying to say, no, he's not doing nothing, he's not showing anything, he's just showing his tattoos. And I was like, okay, sir, TikTok is very sensitive when doing anything that removes the shirt. No matter what you do, you have to. But I love this tattoo. Okay, we're with Jin and Jerome. So Jin and Jerome are sitting, and Jerome is looking in his book. And Jin started asking Jerome if he had a dream about his future self or the way he's acting because he can tell something is off. Jerome said yes, he had a dream about his future self, and Jin asked what did that future self tell him. Jin said basically at the pier he dreamt that the person told him stuff. Now, the way how Jerome was explaining it is basically telling Jin that in Jin's mind that maybe it's over, the whole vision thing is over. Jerome said he's not sure about this whole vision is over. He's just telling him what the future self tells him. He also tells Jin that the future tells him to tell Jin that he should never take Jin as a pity, or he never looked at him as someone he's pitying. He just looked at someone that he fell in love with. That literally touched Jin, because Jin in his head, that's exactly what he thought of Jerome. Okay, it's the birthday night for both Jin and Jerome, and Vanna and Mai decided that they want to sneakily go for the cake. While they went for that cake, Farm stayed with Jin and Jerome is looking at Farm and asking Farm if he's happy in the relationship that he's in, considering they know how Van is, and Farm said he is. They also ask if Van is being good to him because they know how Playboy is. Has he changed in any ways? Farm said he doesn't want him to change that extra, but he has seen changes in Van and it is for the good. Jerome said he's happy that Van is changing, and he's happy to see that Farm can be happy because he knows Farm loves Van. But if Van ever mess up, don't hesitate to tell them, because they will slap him in check. And don't worry, I will, when he's on site for Van, because if Van decided to want to hurt Farm again, on site. Okay, so Van and Mai are preparing the cake. The cake is nice. I just wish that the candle they would have used is like the number candle so we can know the age they are in this episode. But they used the normal swirly color candles, the one that looks like candy cane ones. It's been a while I've seen those kind of candles, because it's been a while I've celebrated any birthday cake with a birthday candle thing. It's just me just buying a cake without no candle, or just a happy birthday to myself. I don't really go that extra. Okay, so the cake come out to wish happy birthday, and now they're making a wish. Both Jin and Jerome made the same wish in the future. Jerome made a wish saying that he wished to be with Jin forever, and Jin wished for Jerome's wish to forever come true. And when I look at this, I'm like, damn, life is definitely something. It doesn't matter what you're gonna do, life still goes on. You have to move forward. The fact that the entire show literally shows me that, and I didn't even realize it, you can't change fate. If he's supposed to die, trust me, everyone is going to die eventually. We can't stop it. It just happened, and we just have to move on. I'm not saying it as a cruel thing. I'm just saying life is hard as it is. Like, this is life. It's everyone will lose it eventually. And looking at this, I'm like, damn. I don't know how to explain it other than just saying that. I don't know what to say. Because knowing that this man will disappear is just life. Now the celebration kicks in, drinking and smoking. Honestly, by looking at the twin, you can tell he can hold his liquor. Either this is just some apple juice, or if it's real liquor, then damn, they can hold liquor. They're dancing, I don't know what they're dancing to, but they're dancing something. Okay, after that little birthday party thing, the only person that got drunk was Van. And to be honest, Farm is always the one looking after the drunk Van. But if I were Farm, I would use this opportunity to get some truth out of Van, because a drunk man tells no lies or tells any lies overall. You can get a truth out of this drunken man, Farm. I ain't gonna lie, you these two come a long way. They grew up together, they've been friends, they've been enemies, then they're lovers, boyfriend lovers. And the fact that Jerome having future till they're 30, knowing that they died at 31, at least they could at least wait way up into the future to know if they're married in their 30s or something. At least let them get married, something like that. I still want to know though, I mean, they're gonna die eventually, but I'm saying, like, at what age, knowing that everything is changed, at what age do we die? Now, all I have to say is, remember when I did the pilot and the trailer, and then I was doing the episode 1, I did say Keen and C are big boys, and they will eventually be doing big boy things. So that's all I have to say right here. Then you have Mai all alone crying because he's single. Honestly, I feel for you. Mai. GMMTV need to. I wonder if GMMTV is gonna do a R Sky 3, because if they are, please put Head to Head in it. I beg you. And if you're gonna do it, yeah, I know R Sky had 1 episode. R Sky 2 have 2 episodes. Will R Sky 3 have 3 episodes? GMMTV, come on. Say it with me. R Sky 3. I need one. Now, this part is kind of funny and serious and true at the same time. Hear me out. Now, Mai's kind of suffering of being alone all the time. He wants to be in a relationship. But then he's like, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to off myself. And the way he wrapped that thing around, he's like, no, I'm not doing this earth. And I'm like, it's true. It does hurt to die. And I'm saying to myself, is the people that did it, like the people that did that to themselves, I can only imagine how hard it was for them, the way they suffer right through that pain. And I'm saying to myself, some of these people go to therapy, and even therapy it helps for some people, but I'm wondering, doesn't the therapists themselves need therapy too? Like, it must be hard to go through it. It is. And I'm like, damn, life is hard. No, for real, life is hard. I don't know why people say, oh, this is hard. No, life is hard. Trying to live is hard. Walking every day, trying to look around your entire area and hoping that you live the next day. Okay, it's the next day, after their boom shiki bang bang, even though Jerome wants to do more, the morning before, and no, that wouldn't happen, because now they got a text from Mai saying that they should go to the beach and have fun in the water. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mai, you made this plan, and in the end you're just the odd one out in this entire group. Seriously, be real. What is Mai? The 5th wheel, right? It's definitely not the 3rd wheel, it's the 5th wheel, the odd one out there. Everyone is in a relationship except for him. Oh my god, I can't believe it's the end. It's been 12 weeks of Head to Head. It's literally the last part, episode 12 of Head to Head. Wow, this drama definitely was a up and down escalator. There were so many emotions, confusing moments. There were moments that you question life and understand life. There is so much in this drama that will open up your eyes and hearts. Honestly, this drama was something that I might remember, honestly. The only thing that I'm glad that wasn't a part of this drama, I'm glad there is no sad ending. Thank God. Well, that is the end of my recap of episode 12 of Head to Head, and the end of my recap of Head to Head overall. I am glad you guys enjoyed it with me. Thanks for being here. Bye.